So I decided to head to my local auction house today just to have a bit of a look and check it all out. I haven't been for a little while. They did have something this month that did strike my interest, which was a whole bunch of Sega Saturn video games. Just looking at the pictures online, some of them were actually missing their discs, but they were all genuine. I did watch the auction, and it didn't actually hit its reserve. So the last bid was $100 and it didn't sell. So maybe up next month, who knows? But they did have some pretty interesting stuff. Here's a bunch of whole pop culture, Assassin's Creed, Star Wars and stuff. Leather jackets and fishing reels and jewelry. They have it all in a sort of staff-only area. And a commemorative Bluey $50 note. But that was that for the auction house. And I went to a couple of op shops and I found this Olympus camera, old point and shoot with some film. Alrighty, so this is what I did sell over the weekend, so pretty exciting stuff. This is the bread and butter that I sell through my store, and that's parts only consoles. DVD recorder down the bottom, CD, DVD drive doesn't work, but the hard drive does. I had that in description. A guy shot me a message like, hey, how broken is it? I shot him some photos of it sort of still recording on its hard drive, and he shot me an offer for $20, which is probably what it's worth, plus postage, so it went on sale for like $40, $44, something like that. Which is awesome. Good to get that out of the shop. 2 parts only Xboxes, Xbox Original, Xbox 360, both sort of Ring of Death and Error Ring, both broken CD drives. These are sort of low end, $20 and $17. It's good to sort of get my sales up as I'm still getting to top seller again. As of yesterday, we had our rankings go through again. I'm 1% away, so I'm definitely well on my way to getting that back, which is awesome. If I keep making sales like these, I'll be well and truly there next month. This is pretty interesting though, something worth a talk about. Here's Microsoft Office Small Business. So these older Microsoft softwares sort of are pretty well junk, but there are people out there that still want it. If you're sort of know anything to do with the new Microsoft, it's now subscription based. So you have to pay every year to use all these softwares. You can buy this, and I know that you can sort of contact Microsoft and give them sort of these keygens or some code along those lines, and you can get access to this older software and you don't have to pay subscription. So there is people out there that just need the basic stuff and they will buy it. So it really only went on sale for $17, but I bought it for 50 cents. So pretty decent little markup and a good amount of profit when you start adding it all together. This is merchandise, Milwaukee Power Tools. Got this for free. It's brand new. Sold that for $23. So if you're ever in the store and they're giving away hats, pens, and t-shirts, grab a starter pack, chuck it up on eBay. It will sell, especially if it's a sort of bigger brand. I see a lot of guys sporting this brand. Even myself, sometimes you'll see in my videos wear this hat. It's pretty popular where I live, and I think amongst the sort of tradie community. This is probably the best pair of shoes I've ever bought and I've ever sold. You don't really see too many coming out of my store. They're Nike Air Max. I think they're 2017 bone color. So I think they're US 9. Yeah, something along those lines anyway. But yeah, they're pretty well in very top shape. I think someone's maybe worn them for like a couple of weekends in a month. They just have a tiny little bit of wear on the heel and still have all the knobs on the rest of the sort of grips down there. Bought them for $7, sold them for 40. So usually if I've seen this sort of quality of shoe like in an op shop, they would be easy $30, $40 where I live. I'm surprised I managed to pick them up for $7. Probably just had a lot of shoes and they needed to get rid of them. So Xbox Connect sensor. So if this was a 360 Connect, I have poked fun of them in previous videos. They are complete junk. They do not sell. But this is Xbox One. So I did list this up so sort of be the sort of cheapest one on eBay. But I got it in a big bundle lot. That's been well and truly paid for. So this is just pure profit. I'm happy to sort of see it go because this sort of chunkier stuff sitting in buckets takes up a lot of room, and it's good to get rid of it. And last but not least, the old Guitar Hero. So this is for, what is it, Xbox PS3, this one. Metallica, so pretty cool. Didn't test it, and I think I sold it for about $60 or $70. Easy as. It's good because this one does disconnect, so I'll save a bit on post there, so it's not quite as long. But yeah, that's it. Get it all wrapped up and walk down to the post office with this big lot. Alrighty, so this is what I did purchase today. It wasn't really anything too crazy in the thrift today. I guess after a long weekend there wasn't really much on. But I do expect that to change this Wednesday at the tip shop. I expect there to be heaps, so I definitely will be recording. But I picked this up for $15 for this little lot. Olympus Super Zoom 700 BF point and shoot camera. It does have a little bit of film inside too, which I thought was interesting. The other ones didn't, and I picked this up. If I can open it one-handed, there we go. Yeah, shouldn't really expose that to light, but it does look like it's ancient and it's used, so that film would be most likely buggered anyway. But yeah, this camera has been selling between $50 and $70 used, so at least I can test it and say, hey, look, it is working, and sort of try and get that sort of top dollar for it. But they do sell for parts for around sort of $10, $20, so I always make my money back on the whole lot actually. And this is what I sort of noticed. I should have recorded, but it's kind of really jam-packed in there today. But these are the films. This is brand new sealed too, so these actually sell for like $30, $40. Even though it's got its old price tag there, crazy Clark's, sort of like a Dollar Tree here in Australia. I don't think they exist anymore. Maybe in some places, but not where I live. But yeah, that's a brand new pack. And then I've got some used ones. I'm pretty sure they're used. If I can open it up. Oh, well, I would sell them as used. There we go. But yeah, it's got the dates, I'm guessing now, of them taking photos. And this one is probably unused in a little film canister. There's a breath of fresh air in there. Take you back, nostalgia. Yeah, so that's that. So probably maybe $100 profit off 15. Fingers crossed. I know this one, just this particular bit, this is probably going to be the fast seller that I'll make my money back plus some, and then maybe shift these two together as a lot, plus the film inside of it. But yeah, that's that. I'm lucky because I have to get the post down these stairs. There's usually a convenient placed trolley here, which makes life so much easier.